All right, this is a video for my grade 12 essential math students, and we're going to show them how to do a question like this one, a mortgage amortization, using a spreadsheet. We'll use Excel, since just about every Windows computer comes with Excel. And I kind of started by just filling in the chart so that it looks the same as the chart from our homework. We've already worked this out, so these are the numbers we should get. Okay, when I want to just put a list of headings and titles into Excel, I always tell people before I start teaching Excel that if you've ever played Battleship, you will totally get Excel. This cell right here that I'm highlighting is cell A1. This cell over here is cell B1. If I was over here, this cell here is cell D3. Notice every cell, every little rectangle has a number and a letter. The letters are for what column it's in, and the number is for what rows it's in. If all I want to do is type, I literally just type number, payment, interest, principal, unpaid balance, and equity, and away it goes. Now, notice that the chart, if I had started, would have numbers, payment 1, payment 2, payment 3. So I could actually just type 1, 2, 3 if I wanted, but that's kind of a drag. I actually kind of want to go all the way down to 60. Let's see what the first 5 years of payments does. So I would like to have Excel count for me. So I'm going to make it count. Here's how you make Excel count. Instead of typing the number 2 in this cell, you put in the formula equals, and then, okay, where is this number? Well, this number is in cell A3. So I type A3. And then what number comes after 1? How do you go from the number 1 to the number 2? You add 1. And then you hit enter. Yes, isn't that exciting? 1 plus 1 is 2. It is exciting. But you're probably thinking to yourself, well, that was a lot more work than just typing the number 2. Except here's what I can do now. Highlight this box and drag down. Drag down as far as you want. I said I want the first 60 payments, so I'm going to drag down to cell number 60-something. Oh, I went too far. Okay, fine, 70-something, whatever. And then you go under your cells, and, oh wait, no, sorry. Hang on a sec. I can't remember where it is in the headline, so I'll just look for it. Fill. You look for fill down, and look at that. Basically what it does is it repeats the formula in every cell from now on. So this cell I typed in as cell A3 plus 1. This is cell A4 plus 1. This is cell A5 plus 1. It just repeats the formula when you hit the command fill down. Okay, we're back. Okay, let's put in the numbers that we started with, right? We figured out all these numbers up here. The down payment goes into owner's equity. So I'm going to put that up here, owner's equity, $27,500. How much my mortgage was is the unpaid balance. So that was $182,500. And then I figured out, now this part I still have to do myself. I have to use my formula to figure out the monthly payment. We did that in class. But the monthly payment doesn't change for the first 5 years of your mortgage if it's a 5-year term. So $1,175.30 can go into the payment here, $1,175.30. And because, again, it's going to be, oh, you know what? I want these numbers to all have 2 decimal places on them. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to change this to format my number to have 2 decimals. Oops, wrong way. There we go. Boom. And then I'm going to fill down. Again, that stays the same for the first 60 payments, assuming, again, it's a 5-year term. So again, I go to fill down. And there we go. So that saves me having to retype that number 60 times, which is nice. Now, where did the interest come from? Well, the interest came from, and this is where I can enter a formula now. It came from principal times rate times time. This was the principal, right? So I'm going to, in this cell, enter a formula. And if I'm going to enter a formula, I start with an equal sign so that the program knows, hey, I'm going to do a calculation here. And I want this number. And where is that number? I don't want to just type the number. I want it to say where it is. It's in cell E2. So I type E2 times, and the rate will always be the same. What was the interest rate again? 0.0475, so 0.0475. And then times 1/12, which again, how do I always punch that in? I just divide by 12. And that number is now there. Now I want that number to be rounded again to 2 decimal places. Money. And there it is. That's the same number we got. How did I get this number again? I went payment minus interest. Again, I don't want to calculate that myself. So equals cell B3 minus C3. And there's the number. Let's double check. Is that the number we had? 452.90? Yep, 452.90. We're on track. How did I get the new unpaid balance? I took the old unpaid balance minus my new principal. So equals, and where is the home of that one? That would be E2 minus D3. And that was the number we got, right? 182.87. No. Oh, hang on. That's off by a bit. What happened? 182.500. 182. Is that the right number? Oh, okay. Is it? Oh, yeah, it is. Okay, never mind. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong example in my notes. Sorry. Okay, it's all good. And what's my new equity? Oh, yeah. I take this number and I add that number. So where are the homes of those two places? This is cell F2 and this is cell D3. So in here, I want to do equals F2 plus D3. And then boom, it gives me my number, and that's the same number we had last time, 279.52.90. Right? Now I want to redo everything I just did 60 times. So all I do is grab these, and let's hope this works, and drag down to 60. And then once again, and I can't remember where in the menu this is, so I'll just search for it. Fill down, there it is, fill down, fill down. And if we did this right, what was this number on our chart again? Our number was 28,864.10. Is that what we had? 28,864.10. Yep. And now, hopefully you can really see. It's hard to see the progress in 3 payments, but after 60 payments, look at how the interest is getting lower. Every month, instead of paying $700, I'm paying $600. Then I'm paying, well, I'm still in the 600s after 5 years, but the amount that's going to principal, again, is up in the 500s, and by the time I have made my payments for 5 years, my equity in the house is almost $60,000. If I'd have been paying rent, I wouldn't have any equity at all. Does that mean it's always a better idea to buy a house than rent? Not necessarily, and we'll get into that in future classes. We'll talk about that quite a bit. But anyway, there it is. If you ever want to try doing a question like this, or you ever want to start making a spreadsheet, now you've seen the basics on how spreadsheets work. So I'll stop the video there, and we'll get back to paper and pencil stuff.